National University and is an emeritus professor at Keimyung University. He is a visiting professor at Korea University, and Professor Park also became the president of the Korean Association of General Education in 2020. And he is an executive member of the Asian Semiotics International Association. And now I give the floor to Professor Ibu Park to make his presentation, a method and example of new media education as liberal arts.
Thank you very much. Semiotics and liberal education have some connections. This is because while the goal of semiotics is a general study on the production and reception of meaning, liberal education too is an interdisciplinary education based on literacy and encompassing all the basic studies. Semiotics is modern liberal arts that embody the ideology of liberal education, and studying and teaching semiotics does not deviate from the purpose and method of liberal education. To this end, this article introduces a case study in which teaching and learning activities were conducted by incorporating video semiotics, a cutting-edge application of semiotics into the undergraduate curriculum of higher education. Liberal education grew out of Greek and Roman notion that free citizens needed the ability to actively participate and cooperate in civil society. This paideia was to develop human virtues as well as practice skills and function so as to foster healthy citizens. At this time, however, there was clear limit to prestige, being a powerful class, excluding women, slaves, workers, and foreigners. These competencies that those who did not need to work were mainly oratory skills and traditional aristocratic values to lead intellectual thinking, truth-seeking. Today, all citizens are the world, all citizens of the world are free, at least institutionally. And liberal education has become an essential education for citizens of all civilized society. The 12th century iconography of Herod von Landsberg, Hortus Deliciarum, that is to say, Garden of Delight, describes the 7 academic fields of liberal education. That is, liberal arts as an allegory. As is well known, the tribune is logic, grammar, and rhetoric, which are the areas related to thinking and communication established in the Greek period and transmitted to Rome, and quadrivium, which is arithmetic, music, geometry, and astronomy, on which we understand the material world. Rome's Cicero developed the Greek paideia into humanitas. Adding the meaning of humanity to paideia, humanitas became a general education of knowledge, learning, thinking skills, communication, emotion, and even bodily exploration. Liberal education went beyond learning knowledge to cultivate wisdom and make total man. Liberal education was systemized in the Middle Ages and continued till now. The ideology of liberal education was adopted by colonial universities in the United States and provided many democratic rules urging the independent republic to create a more complete union. Early United States universities, including Harvard University in 1636, followed the models based on the ideology of free thought and debate. The 1828 Year Report, or Reports on the Course of Instruction in Yale College, began with a declaration of expressing the unique American ideology of higher education, arguing that liberal education with a curriculum of breadth and depth aimed to prepare students for their entire lives rather than cultivating the skills they need for a specific task. The Yale report not only reaffirmed the purpose of liberal education to pursue the goodness, but also details the educational content and context that can realize the ideals of liberal education that have been formed in the previous era. The Yale report not only reaffirms the mm, in addition to the United States, leading higher education institutions in many regions, including North and South America, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, have introduced or are implementing liberal education in the global era. Even in places where previous higher education system consists of a single academic degree, such as Europe and Japan, some liberal arts curriculum are introduced to enhance innovation and critical thinking. Mm. Entering the era of artificial intelligence, human-specific creative thinking, critical thinking skills, and empathy pursued by traditional liberal education have become the most important topics in higher education through modern reinterpretation. Behind Latin, the only survivor of the first generation of modern semiotic researchers who dominated in the 1960s, emphasized that the nature of semiotic is one of the liberal education that forms the base of human activities of knowledge acquisition, and argued that all kinds of technical artifacts were also based on various classes of semiotic reality. The combination of semiotics and education has been institutionalized under the name of edu-semiotics. Recently, some semioticians and multimodal culture researchers, for example, Ortony Press, recognize that the essence of video education is also communication and share the following perception by inheriting Darwin's idea. First, what the teachers does not necessarily correspond to what the students learn. True learning is possible in a free environment. Since liberal education is to foster free people, it must be conducted freely. The distinction between teaching activity, in German Lehre, and learning activity, Lernen, is nothing more than a lexical refraction. The semiotic work of transformation and transdiction, which forms the basis of interpretation, is a field that produces new, innovative, and creative thinking. The Department Korea, Department of Linguistics at Korea University, where Kim Sang-do is working, has a semiotic program in its undergraduate course. Constituent subjects such as general semiotics, visual semiotics, or applied semiotics provide a solid foundation for semiotic research and ultimately have the effect of leading to the training of the next generation researchers. Among them, applied semiotic attempt to observe and explain the communication phenomena conducted in new media following digital transformation from a social and cultural perspective. Kress and Luen and Kress, which have become classics in this field, were adopted as basic textbooks. And recent papers showing the most recent research trends and examples were selected as in-depth materials. Students grasp the latest research trend in Bangkok, especially in 2020, and acquired specific research method, especially in Paulsen and Kubala, 2018. Since social media performs the function of producing and accepting multimodal text through technical and social practice, it is proposed to approach them sequentially by dividing them into the following 7 dimensions proposed by Paulsen and Kubala. Multimodal dimension, the practice dimension, the social dimension, the media dimension, the material dimension, the historical dimension, and the critical dimension. Uh, from the fourth semester of 2021 to the fourth semester of 2023, this year, I conducted the subjects of visual semiotics and applied semiotics for 5 semesters. The most important principle in the design of the 2 subjects was learner-led learning. To this end, the instructor's activity has been satisfied with delivering minimal knowledge through flipped learning. And from the middle of the semester, learners, the students, voluntarily conceived a research project and organized a team, and then conducted research during the second half of the semester and presented it at the end of the semester. It is similar to the so-called graduation exhibition or capstone design, which is recently introduced in higher education. In addition, motivated learners were encouraged to participate in academic events like this of established researchers and submit a report on their understanding. Instead of eliminating paper-written tests, such as midterm or final exam, the instructor reflected a series of learners' activities conducted in the preparation and presentation of team or individual project as major evaluation factors. In the fall 2023 semester, applied semiotics, several research results of students that fit the instructor's design intention were produced. With 2 of these examples, Mr. Kim Sung-hyun, one of my students, paid attention to the explosive increase in the number of Instagram users since the story function, which automatically delete posted content within 24 hours was launched. He tried to explain this by borrowing, surprisingly enough, impression management theory, privacy calculus model, and social penetration theory. Contrary to common belief, social media performs its function by passing the exploratory emotional exchange stage and entering the stable emotional exchange stage within an intimate group through appropriate self-control and privacy management rather than unrealistically processing and displaying itself to an unspecified number of people. Mr. Ji Ho Hwan, the other student, looked back on the development of process of new media cutting-edge platform, the short form, and explained why young generations are addicted to the platform that provides short and intense pleasure. He found short forms as an individual platform piece where self-efficacy and satisfaction of needs are created by interactions, often regardless of who the original creator was, and even false information is accepted uncritically. The academic field that can be called social semiotics, multimodal semiotics, or media semiotics are actually just in its infancy. However, the various meaning production reception aspects covered by the area are neither completely new nor surprising to digital natives. They are, the digital natives are really different from us. New media semiotics should be developed from this generation. Over the past 5 semesters, there has been a noticeable trend in learner-led activities. As prior activities being accumulated, starting with research on how to use a new platform, students were gradually interested in to think about the characteristics of the media based on experience and seriously consider what kind of social impact it would have. While the older generation does not even know the existence of such media, let alone how to use it, Generation G, the younger, has already dealt from the practical multimodal dimension to critical dimension, suggested by Paulsen and Kubale. The principle of designing new media education program to provide solutions to human problems has already been put into operation. Students taking these courses are currently enrolled in undergraduate, not the postgraduate. Enrolled in undergraduate courses from almost all departments related to media, as well as the linguistic department, where the course is offered. Here too, the versatility of semiotics is proven, as well as the value of media research and education as contemporary liberal arts.
Professor, I'm so sorry. You have 5 minutes left.
Okay, I know. I have 2 sentences now. In this area of digital tone, the only task of the contemporary researcher may be to discover the next generation of academics, researchers who will take on this field in the future and encourage their potential. This is also one of the missions of modern liberal education. Thank you very much.